Good morning, guys. We're back on the Golf convertible, the red 3.5. Oh. Good morning, guys. We are back on the Mark 3.5 Golf, which went for MOT yesterday and failed on front brake pads. To be fair, we should have checked them. I don't know why we didn't. It was a bit of a rush MOT that he could fit us in. These rear lights and front indicators not working, but they was, so I don't know what that was. And emissions. So that's what we need to sort today. The emissions are pass, pass, fail, pass, pass, fail, pass, pass, fail. So they're all, it's failing every time on the CO only. So need to work out what that is. So I'm going to start the car up, plug it in on the OBD, and they're weird on this Golf. You got to take this ashtray out, slide this, take the ashtray out, slide this, and that reveals your OBD. So yeah, if my glamorous assistant can get the scanny wanny out. So there we go. I'm using an old scan tool that I've got for this because it actually worked quite well on these cars. The modern ones seem to want to try and talk to too many bits and pieces, but codes found. One. Hey, monitors. So let's see what the codes are. Stored. Idle air control set, whatever system. Escape from that. Yeah, P0505. And a pending evaporative emission system. And that's what our problem is then, isn't it? EVAP valves pulling in too much fuel. Secondary air injection system, incorrect flow detected.
So what's that, math?
No, that's that little air pump that we put the new brackets on. The Turbski.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Out here doing a bit of diagnostics on this Golf tonight. Trying to work out why this secondary air pump weren't coming on. Look at the state of that in there. And that's the relay. So a quick way to test these out is you go to the two great big pins, put them on. And you can hear the pump moving. It's as simple as that. Woohoo! Quick clean up of that. Took it all off, flushed it all down. This pump now, you can feel it working. Woo! Woo! Dunny dun dun. And the car sounds so much better, look at it. Listen. Yeah, hopefully they're all saying that's our emissions problem, so, or my emissions problem, but we shall see. Mr. Manning. Hello guys, back on the Golf today, the convertible. It failed its MOT on emissions twice. It keeps going down. I've put some Cataclean in it, I've checked all the spark plugs, leads, everything else, but it's hovering around the 4 and it needs to come down from that on the O2s. So I'm going to do a bit of an investigation on all the bits and pieces, including, where is it? Swap you round, I'll swap the screen round. Yeah, including this pump. What I've done a quick test on the relay, which you'll see. But on the closer investigation, I've seen a lot of these vacuum lines are rotten. Look at that. And if it's leaking vacuum, then it can easily cause a problem emission wise. So basically this secondary air pump takes clean air from the air box, sucks it through this pump, down through this thing, and then through the exhaust to basically to heat the car up quicker. And then these pumps are on for, I don't know, probably 5-10 minutes this time of year where it's still quite cold. But I'm going to change these vacuum lines now. I bought some snazzy new red vacuum line, as you'll see. But it might not make any difference, but it certainly can't hurt it, let's put it that way. So yeah, I mean, you look at that, as you stretch that, it's rotten. So don't know where that's going, somewhere in the airbox. So we'll get them all changed and see if it makes any difference whatsoever. Might not, but if you don't try, you don't know. So guys, I got this vacuum line off of eBay, 12 quid for 3 meters and a bag of clips. So we'll get in here and just pull one by one and change them and see whether it makes any difference at all, but I very much doubt it. But there we go. Hopefully it's the right diameter. Yeah, feels good. Okay. So they do this vacuum line in all different colours. I don't even know why I went for red. It's not really something I would do. This is more what Cabe would do, but I just fancy being a bit different, I think. Yeah. Let's get that on. So I've done all the vacuum lines to the airbox, to the valve, to the throttle body. Pulled this pipe off. Big hole in it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. So instead of drawing nice clean air from this airbox, it's sucking air directly from the above the alternator. So I mean, I shouldn't think that'll make huge difference, but it'll make some difference, because effectively it's like putting a hole in a straw. You're trying to suck, but it'll be just really trying to suck it through that tiny little hole instead of a big thing like that. So hopefully I've got one of these pipes, I don't know, but I bought a load of spare pipes from a Golf that they were breaking. Really, because these water ones weren't too clever. Oil ones and some of the water ones. So I'm going to take that up. That's quite a sizable hole. So yeah, see how we go. Definitely not saying that's going to cure it, but at least it will stop it half sucking air now. Yeah, so they're all done now. You've got these two vacuum lines, one of which goes into the airbox itself, and it operates a flap between that snorkel there and this pipe here, I suppose the minute it's warm enough, it allows it to have full fresh air. But yeah, so this pipe is being sucked by this pump here, should be nice fresh air out through here into that crank. So yeah, I'm gonna fire it up now and see whether it made any difference whatsoever. Probably not, but we'll get to the bottom of it. So I had a little bit more. We found a split in this one that I've taped up, and now I've turned this pipe round, I found another hole. So we'll tape that up temporarily and hope this might be our vacuum leak, because that's not right, is it? So get it cleaned up, try again. So I've done a bit of a bodge repair at the moment with some gaffer tape, but I think I'm going to need a new one of them, whatever that is, some valve, because this one here, as you saw in the previous video, was collapsing, and this thing here weren't letting any air in, so I blew through it and it was just absolutely chocker full of whatever. So I've given it a clean out, let's give it another go. Another project on this Golf at 3.5. Today is catalytic converter, as it failed its emissions in the video that you'll see. So I've been to B&M Cats, who have provided me with the correct cat after searching and searching and searching. I've used B&M Cats several times, never let me down. So it's basically 3 bolts here, clamp goes on there, and their kit does come with a fitting kit if you need any part numbers. Yeah, so you just get a clamp that we won't need because we've got the long exhaust gasket clamp, but you'll get this gasket, all 3 bolts for the back end, and really the only tools required are 17mm socket, 13mm socket, and I've got 1 each deep to go on the bits to show you under here. So you've got that long clamp there, which once you undo should slide back that way, and then we got the 3 bolts on there with a gasket in the middle, and then obviously the lambda sensor's connected to it, which you can disconnect from above. I'll try and film as much as I can, but we suspect that this is probably, we can just see the lamp sensor there, suspect that this is probably an aftermarket cat, a bit like that B&M one, but because all the hardware on it, normally you'd find that really rusted, but it isn't. So, but it could also have been, I had a lot of perished, sorry about the fingers, a lot of perished vacuum lines, so hopefully this cures everything, because everything for emissions now has been swapped. Apart from that lambda sensor, I haven't bought another one of them because they were £100, but when I take it off, if it's knackered, I'll just quickly shoot to Cats and get one because they're readily available. So let's get it off and show you.
Right, as you can see, Lee is undoing the clamps to the Cat now. How much have you explained, mate?
Just what everything we need to do, remove the sleeve, these 3 bolts,
yep.
Showed the Cat, everything else. So.
Okay, perfect.
Just undoing the 13mm bolts now. It was tight as anything and wouldn't really come undone, but managed to do it with Sealy and a bit of WD-40.
Right, so as you've seen, we've managed to get them nuts and bolts off. They didn't snap, which is lucky enough. So all we've got to do now is try and find the correct size to get this lambda out, or lambda damba. Here's a lambda socket. So it's designed and grooved so you don't have to unplug the Lamba. I've run out of hands. I'm just going to try and set you down there so you can still see. So that should fit perfectly, Rubble says. Which he is correct. Now what, mate? Do I get a socket on it, or is it a 9?
So it's a 3/8.
It's a 3/8.
3/8 ratchet.
Oh, so I can put it on Sealy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that. You need to crack that first. That would be well hard.
Can I crack it with Sealy, or you reckon that's pushing its limits?
No.
Can I have a 308, please? That's it. I'd move as well if you stood on me. Oh, well, that's a problem. The sleeve's in the way. Is there any way I can... Holy... Sheesh kabar, Bailey.
That can be really tough.
Oh my God. So what we're doing is we're just trying to get the Lamba off. Had to pull the exhaust off just because we couldn't get a bar in it or anything like that. But we are making life a little bit difficult because there was no other way to do it. The Lamba is plugged in just... I can't really show you. That clip there. But if I undo it, I've got to get the 10mm bracket off anyway. Like the 10mm that holds the bracket on. So it's pretty pointless taking it off because it's not going to do anything for us. So what we're trying to do is just shock the bolt to try and come undone.
No, we're not.
It's not the proper way to do it, as Lee's whinging about, but it's real, and that's what we want to put across to people. So, yeah, it's pretty difficult, not going to lie. But when is exhaust work ever easy? Because what we're struggling with is the... Just put your head in the way. What we're struggling with is the movement of the cat. So I'm not gonna, there's nowhere for me to put the camera at the minute, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna help Lee and then we'll film it once it's off. Right, so
even we can't believe it. What a lash up.
We didn't have this would probably be something that Reese would do because he's a lasher, but what we've managed to do is get a brake disc which was off the FR, not that it matters, put a U-bolt on it, or a U-clamp, and then just secured it in, so hopefully we don't get the movement in this and we can actually get a little bit of purchase on it. It's quite sturdy as well, so I'm looking forward to this one. How'd you feel, Rubble?
We'll find out when it snaps.
Let's I'm excited, and just I completely own the rights to this lash up. Oh, he nearly smashed me in the foot.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, go on.
Ooh, I heard a bit of a moving. I've got one somewhere, but...
Oh,
just opening that socket. No, I don't want to snap that socket open.
right, so this method... What, this lead here? This method would have worked, but it's so tight. So what we're going to do is we're just going to release the tension. Right, so hopefully what that's done is release the threads enough that we can undo it a little bit more. But yeah, this method would have worked if that Lamba wasn't so tight. So approved. I think Rubble approved as well, but he's not going to admit it to anyone. Right, I'm going to help him get this off, and then hopefully we can show you the next part of this fitting the new cat. Right, so Lamba sensor's in, new cat. Right, so yeah, Lamba's in. It doesn't look very healthy, but we're still going to try it. We do need to get a new one. Whoop.
What are you making?
Why not?
Fucking moron.
She's fresh and clean.
Come on, John.
Right, so fitting the cat is literally just the opposite of what we've done to take it off. Rubble's just going to try and slide it up and in the sleeve now. We will show you the other cat because it's absolutely buggered. God, that went in easy. It's the wrong size, is it?
There's a bolt. Get a bolt in, stop talking.
Get a bolt in, stop talking.
Oh, that's it. That's all shattered inside now. What a fucking...
You put it in properly. I don't know why we don't just use the old gasket. Can you move your head?
Is that the right way round?
Right, so I know I said earlier in the video that lambda sensor, let me flip the camera around, that lambda sensor was held in by a 10mm bracket, but it's not. All you do is you just slide it out of that little fork. Yeah, so that's all pushed in and done. It just runs underneath the car, easy enough to get to. So that's that all done. The cat's on. We're just going to MotorTech now. Well, we're going to jack the car down, obviously. We're going to go MotorTech, see Tony. He's going to MOT it for us today. And yeah, we'll show you the process of that probably, if you can. I don't think you're allowed to film in an MOT. But yeah, we'll show you around it. Right, we're just going for the first start. Yeah. Yeah, go on. Yeah, see there's a nice bit of water residue there now, which is what a cat's supposed to do when they work. So yeah, we're actually looking, well, job really, innit? Hopefully this will pass the MOT now. So yeah, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to scan it for codes as well, see if there's any in there, and then we'll go to the MOT station.
So we had a pending code last time, didn't we? Store code, none. And the pending was that vacuum the wrong way round. No pendings.
Right, we're just taking it for a drive before the MOT. I don't know if you can hear me, I've got the window open. Just to clear the brakes off. It's not moved or been driven since the previous MOT, just because we were waiting for parts and stuff like that. So it took, what, 3 weeks for the cat to arrive in the end?
It's just because we couldn't find out which one it was. That the changeover, as you saw on the sticker, was March 01, then that became Euro 3. Then after that, Euro 4.
So this is Euro 2, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is the age-up WG engine, which should really have a Euro 3 cat, but because the car was made in 2000, or that weren't registered to really awkward.
But yeah, like I said, we're just taking for a little drive. I'm going to do this window up a little bit just so you can hear the difference. Obviously, we've got a previous video. I might be able to put a clip in here of how it used to sound, but it's so much more quieter, and that was up a hill and a little bit more toe in her. So it definitely sounds a lot different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, all the vacuum lines are now where they need to be.
Yeah, you'll see in one of the videos that it kept coming up with a pending code that the vacuum pressure was wrong, and in the airbox there's a vacuum flap that opens up to let all the air into the airbox for a cold start, then it shuts it half down. Well, somewhere along the line somebody has swapped those vacuum lines and they were wrong, so instead of closing or opening the flap, it was doing the opposite of what the ECU was telling it to do. So that could have been all of our emissions issue, to be honest, because the cold start module don't work properly unless that flap's open all the way. So we'll find out. And the last MOT, we couldn't get it down past 4, I think, on the CO2.
Yeah, it was 4.
So hopefully now, if it goes below 4, we know it was either the cat or the vacuum lines or a mixture of everything. So, and PCV valve, new, the fuel one, the
EVAP,
new, the relay for the secondary air pump, new.
Little turbo looking thing, innit?
Yeah. So
fingers crossed we've you know, ticked enough boxes to get it through its MOT. So like I said, we're literally just heading towards MotorTech now, but a longer way. Bubbles opening windows. Yeah, we're just going the longer route just to get the car warmed up. Are we up to temperature yet, mate? Yeah, just hovering around the right temperature now, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we failed. The joys of a classic, eh? It's in MotorTech getting the MOT. He's done all of that bit. That's Tony. He's just checking the brakes for us now. Obviously I can't film too much, but obviously we've done disc and pads. The rest of it's gone through. Like I said, I couldn't film too much, and then he's got to do the emissions test. So once he's done this part, we skip through to the emissions.
4, isn't it?
Yeah, 0.6.
No, what was it doing?
Oh yeah, no, it's meant to go below 0.3 or something.
Yeah.
Look at that hairline.
Look at that failure.
Oh, oh.
Look at that. What did I tell you? You put a cat on it.
And the vacuum line, for the airbox, that controls the secondary air pump. And we're round the wrong way.
I think we're going to pass.
Oh, I don't know.
What do you reckon, Tone?
Lamba. Oh.
In the money.
What happens if you listen to a proper garage?
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Secondary air pump, mate.
Right, so we'll show you a little bit more in a minute. Let Tony do his thing with his little feather foot. But yeah, we'll get the sheet when we're done. Right, as you probably see by that, we've passed. The only advisory we got in the end was a oil leak, but not excessive. Which isn't too bad, is it? You happy with that? Watch out, post.
It's only a tiny from the rocker cover gasket, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's realistically it's not that bad. So Tony's passed it for us. Obviously the legit MOT and everything like that. So yeah, we're happy with it. You're happy with it. You got it back now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think a nice thing to do would just be drive straight and go to McDonald's. I'm a bit hungry, but
I'm not eating that rubbish. I'll go to the rugby club soon.
go to the rugby club and get some food. But we're all done and dusted. That's the Golf officially. I say officially done. There's a couple of other teething bits that we need to do to it, like put our seatbelts on while we're driving on a private road in Mexico. There's a couple of MX-5s there, isn't there?
Did you do these wheel bumps up?
I hate it when you say that when we're driving fast.
Absolute six.
Yeah, so that's the end of this Golf video. Yeah, it's hopefully we've got a good amount of minutes in this one. See how you guys like it, and yeah, hopefully we can push on to another vehicle now. We've still got that Fiesta. The Fiesta is bodywork. Is it thermostat housing?
Yeah.
Yeah, thermostat housing, and then that's that one done and ready for sale.
Full clean.
And obviously, yeah, full clean, but you don't need to know about that. It smells of detritus. So yeah, hopefully you like this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Might have a little bit of something on the GTI soon. Might be getting it wrapped, I'm just not too sure on the colour yet. Do that on the driveway just for the fun of it, see how it turns out. So yeah, thank you very much, and we'll speak to you soon.